Things Fall Apart. This is the first novel that we shall discuss under African literature. Hello, how are you? This is Hina from Team Vallath. And as I told you, American literature is over. We shall start with African literature from today. I hope you loved all the capsule summaries related to American literature. And I hope our journey towards African literature will progress in a positive manner, right? Today's novel is Things Fall Apart, which is a tragedy. It is written by Chinua Achebe, the famous African writer who lived from 1930 to 2013. This novel, Things Fall Apart, was published in 1958, and its setting is pre-colonial Nigeria of the 1890s. And if I tell specifically, the setting is the village of Umofia. Okay, the village of Umofia and how the traditions and the culture in Umofia run. Narrator is third person omniscient who knows everything. And the title of this novel, Things Fall Apart, is actually taken from a poem by W.B. Yeats. The name of that poem is The Second Coming. Okay, let's begin with the novel. Okonkwo, he is the protagonist. He is the novel's main character. Okonkwo is the novel's main character. Note, whatever is in italics is directly taken from the book. Okay, so what I'm reading right now is taken from the book. As a little boy, Okonkwo had resented his father, that is Unoka's, failure and weakness. And even now, he still remembered how he had suffered when a playmate had told him that his father was Agbala. Agbala means a woman or a man with no title. Unoka was an ill-fated man. He had a bad chi or personal god, and evil fortune followed him to the grave, or rather to his death, for he had no grave. Imagine how a son is thinking about his father, how a son resents his father, and he is ashamed that his father is called Agbala or a woman or a man with no title. He's ashamed that his father, Unoka, had a bad chi or a bad personal god. Okonkwo is definitely aghast when he thinks about his father. Okonkwo does not want to become like his father, and therefore Okonkwo is not lazy. Okonkwo is masculine. Okonkwo is always a stoic person moving towards his duty. But then he is a conformist of tradition. He's a strong holder of the tradition. He does not want to let go of the old customs and the rituals that have been coming from age-old generations. Did you understand? Now, Okonkwo grows up from being the son of a debtor. So this makes sure that Unoka is a debtor, okay? So Okonkwo grows up from being the son of a debtor to being one of the leaders of the clan. Due to his hard work and aggression, he becomes the leader of an Igbo community in the village of Umofia in Nigeria. So please understand, this Igbo community, also called as Igbo community, is ethnic tribe people, like it's an ethnic tribal people living in Nigeria, and they live in this village of Umofia in Nigeria. Okay, so Okonkwo possesses 3 wives whom he beats every now and then, even during the week of peace. So there is this week of peace, W-E-A-K, it is W-E-A-K, week of peace. Sorry, W-E-E-K, obviously week. I'm confused. It is week. In Hindi, we call it hafta. Okay, so week, 1 week. So in that 1 week of peace, basically, people do not have to fight. So in the novel, it is shown that even during that week of peace, W-E-E-K, even during that week of peace, Okonkwo beats his wives. Okay. Now, what all does Okonkwo possess? Let's repeat again. Okonkwo possesses 3 wives, large stock of yams, as well as agricultural lands. So this Igbo community basically are agricultural people, okay? They believe in nature. They worship nature, right? They have many gods. Now, again from the book, listen to the lines. At the most, one could say that his chi or personal god was good. But the Igbo people have a proverb that when a man says yes, his chi also says yes. Okonkwo said yes very strongly, so his chi agreed. Do you find some resemblance with the book Secret, that whatever you will say, the universe will listen to it and it will reflect? That's exactly what the narrator means by these lines that Okonkwo said yes to his chi, that I want to grow as a strong man, as a wealthy man. I want to be the leader of my clan. And therefore his chi or personal god listened to him. Please remember these lines because very soon these lines will repeat in the novel, but in a different fashion. Okay. Now, what's happening in Okonkwo's life which worries him? Okonkwo's worry lies in his eldest son, Noe, who resembles his Dadaji or grandfather, Unoka. How? Like Unoka, Noe is lazy. That is, he is drawn to gentleness and music. Quote, Noe knew that it was right to be masculine and to be violent, but somehow he still preferred the stories that his mother used to tell. Here, the theme of masculinity versus femininity is discussed because whatever the mama is telling, that is considered to be passive, that is considered to be feminine, weak. Whereas if he listened to his father, he will grow up to be strong and masculine. But then Noe believed in those stories, folk tales told to him by his mother. Okay. See, I'll tell you what, if you think now, being gentle, listening to music, appreciating the leisures of life does not make you weak or lazy. Now it is considered to be art, humanities, a gift. But this is what pre-colonial, it is that time when the customs and the traditions were age old and people were very religion bound, tradition bound. So if you are continuously on music, if you are not being feminine, you're considered lazy. Okay, so Noe is considered lazy by his father, Okonkwo. Just like Okonkwo compares his son to his father, Unoka. Okay. Now, on the contrary, Okonkwo is very fond of his eldest daughter, Izinma, for whom he says she should have been a boy. Here, the theme of patriarchy is discussed. Now, you have to know there are total 9 neighboring villages in this novel, and they form the Igbo tribe. One day, a girl from Umofia is killed by a man from a neighboring Beno village. Understood? So there is a killing, there's a murder which happened. To prevent war, Beno people or this Beno village, they sacrifice a virgin and a boy named Ikefemuna is sent to Umofia village. This Ikefemuna boy, Ikefemuna, he is called the ill-fated boy in the novel. How? You will come to know. First, Ikefemuna is unaware that his father was the killer of the girl. He is taken away from his mother to stay in Okonkwo's house for 3 years. And during this time, beautiful things happen with Ikefemuna. How? He forms a very close bond with Noe. They become such good friends. He tells folk tales to Noe. Noe starts acting in a masculine manner, because of which Okonkwo gets very happy at Ikefemuna. Ikefemuna actually calls Okonkwo his father. He calls him dad, and although Okonkwo does not show that love and care, but he does care for Ikefemuna. Okay. So as I told you, during this time, Ikefemuna forms a close bond with Noe as well as Okonkwo, whom he looks up at his real father. Here, I am telling you, locusts are mentioned in the novel. Why am I telling you? Because many a time, questions come in exam around this. Locusts are mentioned in, so you should know these small things. Locusts come to, the town, this village, Umofoya, and the village excitedly collects these locusts. Why? Because they are good to eat when cooked. Here, the theme of biblical reference can be taken because in Bible, locusts are not considered to be, something eaten, to be very delicate. They are considered as a sign of sin. Locusts will enter only in sinners' land. Okay, so remember this thing also. 3 years pass. As I told you, 3 years Ikefemuna has to live with Okonkwo. An elder from the village of Umofia, the name of this elder is Izudu. He oracles that Ikefemuna must be killed. Okonkwo's adherence to duty and tradition drives him to kill the poor boy Ikefemuna. despite Izudu's reluctance. Izudu said, yes, we have to kill Ikefemuna, but you don't kill him, Okonkwo. You don't kill him. Why? Because he considers you as his father. You consider him as your son. You can't kill your surrogate son. But Okonkwo says, no, it is my duty. I am the leader of the clan. I will kill him. And he kills Ikefemuna. And this death of Ikefemuna aghast Noe. He grows more cold towards his father. After this, after a few days, Ikwi is played. What is Ikwi? It's a musical instrument. And Ikwi playing means death. This signifies death. Someone is dead in the village. Who is dead? Izudu, who had oracled that please kill Ikefemuna. So Izudu is dead. Okonkwo feels guilty already because Izudu had warned him not to take part in Ikefemuna's killing, right? He went against this oracle. Here again, reference of Agadi Nyavi, literally meaning old woman, which symbolizes the medicine or magic power of each clan is referred to. Now, the villagers attend Izudu's funeral. At the funeral, something unfortunate happens. What happens? Okonkwo's gun breaks off and he accidentally kills one of Izudu's sons. Killing your own clan member is a sin. In Igbo tradition, listen to the lines from the book. It was a crime against the earth goddess to kill a clansman, and a man who committed it must flee from the land. The crime was of two kinds, male and female. Okonkwo had committed the female, that is passive, that is weak. Why? Because it had been inadvertent. That is, it was not meant to be. He did not do it intentionally. So it is a female crime. And why it is a female crime? As I told you, he didn't do it intentionally. What will be the result of it? He could return to the clan after 7 years. He is not exiled forever. Okonkwo can return after 7 years. After this, Okonkwo leaves his village, moves with his family to his mother's native village called as Mbanta. Okonkwo is devastated by his exile, though his uncle Uchendu in Mbanta receives him and his family warmly. Disappointed, Okonkwo's situation is depicted by the narrator with these lines. Listen. A man could not rise beyond the destiny of his chi. The saying of the elders was not true, that if a man said yea, his chi also affirmed. Here was a man whose chi said nay, despite his own affirmation. Remember, there were these lines in a different manner at the start of the novel. Here they are saying that chi is not in your control. Even if you say, I want this, if your chi is beyond your control, it will happen what destiny has destined for you, right? Now, during his exile, Okonkwo is visited only by one person from his village, who is his close friend called Obirika. Obirika always has been critical of their clan's traditions. He did not participate in any killing. He was not that, conformist of the ritual and the tradition. Who? Obirika. Who is Obirika? Okonkwo's close friend. Obirika helps Okonkwo all this time by selling his yams in return for kori. Kori means shells used as currency. Now, during the second year of exile, he brings a bad news. What is the bad news? The neighboring village of Abame is destroyed by the white man. Ta-ta-da! Hear the entry of the white man in the novel. Kindly pay attention. Okonkwo waits for his exile to end soon and take action against these white men. Meanwhile, these white men appear everywhere in Igbo community. The rumors of their power and destruction spreads as well. The clans are fascinated by them somehow, although they find their religion to be ridiculous. Quote from the book. But there was a young lad who had been captivated. His name was Noe, Okonkwo's first son. It was not the mad logic of Trinity that captivated him. It was the poetry of the new religion. Something felt in the marrow. Did you understand? Okonkwo's son, Noe, has converted himself to Christianity. And when Okonkwo is revealed about his son's conversion, he utters this phrase, this proverb, living fire begets cold, impotent ash, which means how Okonkwo, who is so powerful in his personality, can give rise to such a weak son. Living fire is Okonkwo. Cold and impotent ash is his son Noe. That is what Okonkwo thinks about his son. Note, Things Fall Apart is filled with proverbs and metaphors. You should know this. Now, location changes to Umofia because Okonkwo's exile is over. He has returned to Umofia. When he returns to Umofia, everything is changed. The white men have changed his clan. The generous Mr. Brown, who is a white man, a missionary. Then there is an intolerant Reverend Smith, who is definitely intolerant. Mr. Brown is good. He has done something good for the community. He has built hospitals, schools, etc. But Reverend Smith is not at all tolerant of these people from Nigeria. Okay. He only wants Christianity to spread, nothing else. Radical converts in the clan, like Enoch. Enoch is insulting age-old customs. How? One day, Enoch masks off, clans masked Igugu. Basically, a person is in a mask, okay, of the ancestors. So Enoch comes and unmasks this man. If you will unmask an Igugu, you are literally killing your ancestors again, okay? Because of this, the clan is agitated and they burn down the church. And this leads to imprisonment, beatings, insults of the clan leaders, including Okonkwo, by district commissioner, who is on the side of course, the whites. When Okonkwo gets out of jail, he is enraged. He wants to start a war, wage a war with these white men. In rage, he even kills a court messenger. Can you imagine? Okonkwo kills a court messenger who has come to say that stop this meeting about, whatever secret you're discussing. He kills that court messenger. He expects that his clan will support him, but to his astonishment, his clansmen do not support him. They do not want to take any violent action against the white. Call it their power, call it the fear of the white, but these Igbo community people now are against their own Igbo clan leader called as Okonkwo. Quote, here you will know why the title of the story is Things Fall Apart. Listen to this line from the book carefully. The white man is very clever. He came quietly and peacefully with his religion. We were amused at his foolishness and allowed him to stay. Now he has won our brothers and our clan can no longer act like one. He has put a knife on the things that held us together and we have fallen apart. Things fall apart. After this, Okonkwo walks away and hangs himself. Here we come to the end of Things Fall Apart. The next morning, the district commissioner comes at the location where Okonkwo has committed suicide. He is shocked to see that his own clansmen are not ready to touch Okonkwo's dead body. Why? Obrika answers that suicide is an abomination, a grave sin. We cannot touch a sinner. The district commissioner finds this custom very interesting and he plans to write about it in his upcoming book, which will be titled The Pacification of the Primitive Tribes of the Lower Niger. And we are done with Things Fall Apart. How did you like it? I liked it. It is a tragedy. It is about how traditions change, how people are confined in their community, but then there is a wave which swipes off everyone. Is it for good? Is it for bad? We don't know, but that is how life moves on. This is Hina from Team Vallath. Take very good care of yourself. I am coming with more lovely summaries of African literature every alternate day here at Vallath. Subscribe to our channel and take care of yourself. Bye-bye.